Hello everyone. Today we're going to be working on Module 2, Lesson 8, and we'll be doing very similar things to what we've been doing all week. We're multiplying large whole-digit numbers. We really want to focus on using the standard algorithm. So if you want to skip the area model tonight, that is A-OK. If you need the area model to help you out, I'd like you to do these problems using the standard algorithm first, and then use the area model to check your work, because we really want to start moving into using the standard algorithm, if at all possible. We are going to, if you are skipping the area model, make sure that you use estimation to check the reasonableness of the product. Let's start off by multiplying 314 by 236. So in each problem that we do tonight and on the problem set tomorrow, the first thing I want you to do is round each of the factors to the greatest place. So 314 will round to 300, 236 will round to 200, and then we're going to multiply the rounded factors. 300 times 200 equals 60,000, because 3 times 2 equals 6, and 100 times 100 is 10,000, so we will have 6 10,000s. Next, we want to actually use the real factors and multiply them to find the product. So I'm going to start off by multiplying the 6 in the ones place down here by all of the numbers in the top factor. 6 times 4 is 24 ones, so I'm going to write a 4 in the ones place and 2 tens in the tens place. 6 times 1 10 is 6 tens, plus that other 2 tens will be 8 tens. And finally, 6 times 3 is 18 hundredths. Now I'm going to move over to this 3, which is actually a 30, and that's why I put a 0 in the tens place. 30 times 4 is 12 tens, so I'll put down the 2 tens and carry 1 10 or 100 over here. And 30 times 10 is going to be 300ths, and I will have to add in this 100 that I had for a total of 400ths. And then 30 times 300ths is going to be 9 thousandths. That goes over in my thousandths place. Now I'm going to find my last partial product. Move over here to the 2 in the hundredths place. And 4 times 2 hundredths. Oops, I've got to put my zeros in the tens and the ones because I'm starting off in the hundredths. 4 times 2 hundredths is 8 hundredths. And 10 times 2 hundredths is 2 thousandths. And 3 times 300 times 2 hundredths means I'm going to have a 6 in the 10,000ths place. And my final step is to add each of my partial products up. 4 plus 0 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 2 plus 0 is a 10, which means I have a 0 in the tens place, and I've got a 10 tens as 100, so I'll put that 1 in the hundreds place and add it in. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 4 is 13, plus 8 is 21. Now I've got 2 thousandths to bring over, and 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 9 is 12, and 12 plus 2 is 14, so I'll put the 4 in the thousandths place, and the 10,000s all carry over, so now I have 1 10,000ths plus the other 6 for a total of 7 10,000s. my final answer is 74,104. I'm going to look back over here at my estimate and make sure that I was close. And indeed I was. Now it may seem like 74,000 is a lot more than 60,000, but really what we're trying to do here is make sure that we have the right number of digits in our answer, that we don't have too many digits. If I had 6 digits in my answer instead of 5, that would be a red flag. If I only had 3 or 4 digits in my answer, that would be a red flag telling me I need to go back and look, especially if I have too few digits. That usually means that I forgot to put some of these placeholder zeros in, and my last partial products were not large enough. Now it's your turn. You're going to multiply 213 times 463. Before you begin using the standard algorithm, I'd like you to round each number to the greatest place and then multiply them to find a reasonable estimate. Then I'd like you to use the standard algorithm to find the exact answer. And once you've done that, go back and look at your estimate and make sure that you have the right number of digits in your answer. I'd also, if you are feeling like you need to use an area model, that's great. Try to do the standard algorithm first and then use the area model to check your work. All right, now we're going to work through this one step by step. And instead of talking you all the way through it, I'm going to do each step. And so what I'd like you to do is pause when I tell you to pause and do the next step, and then start it up again and check your partial products and your estimates against mine. So let's start off with the estimate. Pause it for a minute, and I'd like you to create your estimate for 1,882 times 296. Okay, so hopefully you rounded 1,882 to 2,000, and you multiplied that by 300. And when you do that, you get 2 times 3 is 6, and 1,000 times 100 is going to be 100,000. So our estimate is 600,000. Okay, now I'd like you to set up the standard algorithm, and you're going to multiply 1,882 times 296, and make sure the smaller number is on the bottom of the algorithm. Now I'd like you to pause again and find your first partial product, multiplying by that number 6. And once you do that, start up the video and check against my partial product. Okay, so I've multiplied and found my first partial product. It's 11,292. If you did not get that, then you need to go back, pause the video, go back, and figure out where you made your mistake. Then I'd like you to go ahead and multiply all the digits in the top factor by that 9 in the tens place. Pause the video while you do that. Turn it back on again when you have your answer so you can compare to mine. Okay, my second partial product was 169,380. The first thing you should do is check and make sure that you put that 0 in the ones place, because we were multiplying by a 90, not a 9. And if there's anything wrong with your partial product, go back and see if you can figure out where you made your mistake. Then pause the video and find your third partial product. Okay, the third partial product was 376,400. Now it's very important to keep all your digits lined up while you're doing this so it's easy to add without making mistakes. If you have a problem with that, you should be bringing the graph paper home to help you. The graph paper is like a little pre-made place value chart to help you keep everything in line while you're adding. So 2 plus 0 will be 2. Actually, I'm going to have you pause, find your answer, and then turn the video back on and see if it's the same as mine. Okay, hopefully you got 557.72. If you did not, I'd like you to pause the video, go back and do the addition again, see if you can figure out where you made your mistake. And once you do that, you can look over here at our estimate in the beginning was 600,000, and 557.72 is indeed a reasonable answer with that estimate. Now it's your turn again. We're going to multiply 4,902 times 408. Now, since there's a 0 in the tens place, that means we're only going to have 2 partial products. One for the number in the ones place and one for the number in the hundreds place. You do not have to put a row of zeros down. It's just confusing, okay? So you're going to multiply 8 times the number and on top, and then 400 times the number on the top. And don't forget that you need to make your estimate first, especially in these products where the factors had zeros in them. Your estimate can be very important and helpful because it's easy to make a mistake when you have to multiply across zeros. So do your best, and I hope you get it right for the Ed Puzzle quiz. I'll see you tomorrow.